Hi everyone, welcome to Jetersblessings. This is Marjorie. Today we're going to make a Christmas swag. Here I've bought this work rail from Craft Outlet and I'm just going to attach some pipe cleaners on there. And what I do is I make a V shape and put it on the work form. And then I just kind of wrap the pipe cleaners. I cross it up under each side to give it a little bit more stability and help it to stay in place. Now these work rails are really easy to work with, and I know people use the paint stir sticks because hey, they're cheap and why not, but the reason I like using this work rail is because it makes the swag a little bit wider, fuller than say the the paint stir sticks, the yard sticks and all that. I still like using those. I do that from time to time, but I really prefer the work rails. Here I've got some 21-inch deco mesh, and I'm just crinkling up the ends of it to gather it together, making sure the seam sides are curled under. Then I measure out 6 inches, and then I'm going to attach it on one of the very first corners on the work rail. And then from that pipe cleaner that I put it in, I'm going to measure out 10 inches, just like we do with a regular round wreath. And I'm going to take that 10-inch mark and add it to the next pipe cleaner. And then I will continue it down one side. Now what I do to one side of this swag is what I actually do to the other side, but I don't keep it continuous as far as the ribbon and the deco mesh. I do like to fluff mine out as I go. You don't have to, that's totally up to you. It just helps me make sure that my ends are curled under. And then when I put it on that last pipe cleaner on that side, I measured out 6 inches again, and I cut it at 6 inches. And I'm doing the exact same thing on the opposite side. And there I am cutting the 6 inches again. So I have this black and white mesh. Comes in a 30-foot roll, 10 yards. However you want to call it, and it has 360 inches. So I divided that by 12 and I got 30 inches. So each one of these 10-inch cuts are 30 inches long. And then I just do the cruffle method and add each one of these cruffles straight into each pipe cleaner. Once I have all my mesh added, then I just take my 14-inch tails and I will add a set into each of the pipe cleaners as well, just on top. So for my ribbon tails, I am using a black and red Harley Quinn 2.5-inch ribbon, and then I'm also using a 2.5-inch Nutcracker ribbon. And I think these two paired up are really cute. I really love the Harley Quinn. I love plaids, Harley Quinn. I love those types of patterns. And then I'll just add one to each of the pipe cleaners, as I said a minute ago. This is the star of the show, Mr. Nutcracker Head. He's very soft and plush. I did have to work with his hair a little bit. It doesn't look like I did, but I did a little bit. Now in the hat there is a some wire or something inside it that allows the hat to stand up. And all I'm doing is just taking some 22 gauge wire, floral wire, and adding it in there, poking it through the fabric so I can attach them to my work rail. Now everything you see me working with today was from Craft Outlet, except the pipe cleaners and the white floral wire. Those are from Amazon. And all I'm doing is feeding the wire through some of the deco mesh and attaching it onto a couple of the rails. Now here I do two bows for this swag, and this is the first bow that I do. Very easy, quick bow, and I could not find my bow maker, and I have not made a bow with my hand in a long time, so I was definitely out of practice. And here I am spooling all of that wire off because I wanted to make sure that I had the ribbon added the way it should be instead of upside down. But I mean, as you see, as I'm rewatching this doing the voiceover, I do see that it really wouldn't have mattered, but at that point in time it mattered to me. So I used those two 2.5-inch wired ribbon, and then I also have this 1.5-inch red ribbon that I also got from Craft Outlet, and I'm just adding some 2 loops and 2 tails for each of the ribbons. And I take another floral wire, and as I pinch down, I twist the bow, allowing it to be a tight hold on the ribbon. And then I just fluff out a little bit. Here I am dovetailing the 2.5-inch ribbon, and then for the 1.5-inch ribbon, I just cut it at an angle. See that one short tail on the red? I don't know how I did that, but that was part of my, I haven't done a hand bow in a long time, so, you know, hey, it works. So then I put it at the top right-hand corner where that little empty space is, and I'm just going to attach it to the work rail. So then I finally found my bow maker, and I was so happy, you guys. And so I'm using the same 3 ribbons, and I did a 7-inch tail with about 6.5-inch loops, and then I believe it was 15-inch long tail, and I think I take and I do 2 sets of each of the ribbons. So I do 2 loops, 1 short tail, 2 loops, and 1 long tail of each twice. So now that the bow is all made, I'm attaching it to the bottom left corner. And I also add a little bit of embellishment on here. I add some red and gold small bauble ornaments, but I thought I was recording and I was not. So I do add that as well. And here I am just going to fluff out all of these beautiful tails and loops and make this swag so full and beautiful. Now this is how he looks. He looks so adorable, guys. And again, you can see the ornaments there. I really enjoyed making this one. And I want to say thank you guys for stopping by and spending time with me. You guys have a very blessed week.